Alright, let's do this. See if we can steamroll a little bit of this, these testimonies. So I've been going a little slow. Plus, I was a little tired and hungry earlier, so I'm like, I had to take me another break. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can mow through this. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Oh. Gonna have to do something real quick. 15. It should be fine. Alright, put this off to the side. Alright. In the words of the Theta Sykes, let's do this. This turned down a significant amount because it's loud. Okay. Gotta use what I can to my advantage. Feathers and tracks. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Nine Tails helped embolden the protesters. So he stroked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. Those feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears. Absolutely! He knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tenmataro, that is. Tenma who? Tenmataro, the legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon, and thus were they blinded to other, more plausible explanations. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held in QB Manor. As a part of the event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenmataro. Obviously, this person is a much more likely suspect than any legendary demon.
Objection!
Dullard, you're playing right into the killer's mind games. What? Listen here. The feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. Soon as I heard what his voice sounded like, I had to change it. Hey, Rhea, what's going on? However, the police believe that the person in the Tenmataro suit is the killer. Aha! The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman, and thus our mentality-deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Do you honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something so stupid?
Objection!
The evidence speaks for itself, Fulbright. Right. It was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. The amazing Nine Tails is fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he was one of the better-known masked wrestlers and a hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out on a path of injustice. But do the people of the Nine Tails Vale really believe a yokai is behind this crime? Yokai sightings are an everyday event there, so they wouldn't be surprised if they did. I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds? Just so. A particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The innocent of heart are the easiest prey. You don't say? Was this inmate a con artist? No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap. Wait, so he wasn't the predator, but rather the prey? Yes, well... Now, the defense may proceed with their cross-examination. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush the opposition up to the municipal merger. Detective Fulbright, is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely. They parade around in yokai costumes shouting, "Down with Mayor Tenma!" And just the other day, they stormed Tenma City Hall, claiming it to be a den of vipers. But when the accused showed his face, the angry mob scattered like leaves upon an autumn wind. For you see now, lowly yokai are no match for Tenmataro, the dark lord of their kind. Wait, so are villagers scared of Mayor Tenma or Tenmataro? I'm confused. I think he means Mayor Tenma. It's easy to get the wrong impression about the guy. Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would commit such an act? Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. The amazing Ninetales. No one knows his true identity, right? That's right. And he was a lone wolf, or in other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma Town wrestler after another. And before anyone knew it, he was champion. Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town Pro Wrestling. He was amazing! If ever there was a real superhero, it would be him! I dream of becoming a true champion of justice like him someday! I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. He could even team up with Prosecutor Blackwell. A police detective and a prisoner in chains? You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would. So you do understand the greatness that is the amazing Ninetales. So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. Did the murder and yokai evidence really stoke the villagers' fears? Absolutely. It had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Tenmataro had them shaking in their boots. Oh my, is it really that bad? That superstitious lot. It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus. Absurd! That's a very persuasive argument. The mere thought of his honor buying the Simon... Motherfucker! The mere thought of his honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words makes me want to spark my own exodus out of the courtroom right about now. So, you see, there can only be one reason why anyone would plant those feathers in tracks. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. but it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why stop there? Why murder Alderman Kyobi? Excellent point. It is, isn't it? So, Your Honor agrees there is no reason for murder, correct?
Objection!
Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment. You're saying it wasn't premeditated? From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your rabble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery. A startling discovery? Why don't I like the sound of that? Alderman Kyobi's secret identity. Follow. The Prosecutor Blackwell's figured out Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? This is not good. This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the Amazing Nine-Tails. Therefore, we can conceive this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my! Well, why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler. Ugh! And a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, could it really be? Your baldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex Kyobi, was the amazing Nine-Tails. And the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder. No! Damn it! Order! Order! What a shocking development! A motive clearer than crystal clear. What do we do now, Apollo? I didn't think they'd tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. At last, we have my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness? I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona. Just to secretly participate in anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, your baldness. Right. Now take a look at this. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Nine-Tailsville with Tenma-town. Don't tell anyone about this threat. If you do, consider your dearest as good as dead. This blackmail letter was found in Alderman Kyobi's pocket. What? At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital. And that letter is clear evidence that the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Wait, didn't that blackmail letter sent to the mayor go missing? Right after the Alderman's murder? You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder? And planted it in the Alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. Talk about being up a creek without a paddle. Damn it. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he had just left the planting, or after planting the yokai things. But he was knocked out cold by the sudden decision to kill the Amazing Nine-Tails. So it was the Amazing Nine-Tails counterattack, or it was Amazing Nine-Tails counterattack that brought the entire crime to light? Wait a second. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed Alderman after planting the yokai evidence. And that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks. So to that, I would present the photo that she found in the room, right?
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. What's this? You dare question my justice again, you little brat? Yes, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo. And just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and traps were planted. But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence and then was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear that the feathers and tracks were left at the scene.
Take that!
Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes. See how the feathers are on top of the blood? I was pointing to the tracks, but I'm gonna say I did that on purpose. The tracks were made in blood. In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. The mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence after all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and alderman at the scene of the crime. Ah! There must be some kind of mistake! Order! Order! Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenma Taro. He's the source of the feathers and tracks. Will someone please say something? The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare mock this court and justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy! Your baldness. It appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion. Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court! What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears, but you had better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in this statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenma Taro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around the corner in the hall. It was around here. That's when she saw Tenma Taro fleeing towards the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left the feathers and tracks behind intentionally or otherwise. Well, what? How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before? The defense just proved there was someone else. So the mayor isn't the killer? Was it all a setup? The prosecutor is convicted felon after all. Apollo, the momentum is shifted in our favor. Good, let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Fuck! Little do you realize that thought you were in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken. My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled towards the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him. Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Now that you mention it. Both Phineas Filch and Floyd LaBelle were in the foyer at the time, but they hadn't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Do you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of the scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see the Tenmataro impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of Kyobi Manor, to the stand. I just know we had to have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objection to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackwell. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Deal with him as you. Did he just say captured? No, wait. I don't want to know. Very well then, bailiff. Please don't wake up Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? The name's Filch. Phineas Filch. Caretaker of Kyobi Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. Just a little something I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. Your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. So shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir. What? But they seem awfully expensive. Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your honorship. It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts. Aw, ethics schmethics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tenmataro in the foyer after the murder. Guarding the foyer. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Kyobi asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened around 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. That yokai you keep jabbering about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams. So, you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tenmataro? Yep, was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the holy truth, and not a butt of the truth. And Tenmataro? Bah, you don't really believe in that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. My bracelet, it's... Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So, you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell, some sort of nervous habit. Ah! What the fuck? What's a hawk doing in here? Allow me to introduce my trusted cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact. He doesn't live with you, you know, in jail. Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird? Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. This isn't some sort of trick or... Ah! I won't be able to spot squat like this. What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills! No pets or other animals are allowed in the courtroom. What the fuck? Ah! Somebody help! He's just merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your further friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. If there was someone dressed as Ten Mataro there, Filch should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Joseph, please provide or proceed with your cross-examination. I'm gonna save, and then I need to do something real quick. This is dying, so I'm gonna put this on my charger back here. Don't worry, I can still see you, chat. If you do, end up wanting to say anything to me. Okay. How? At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Kyobi asked. Okay. Mr. Filch, why did Alderman Kyobi have you handle guard duty? Because he trusts me. I am the man's caretaker, after all. So, you took said guard duty seriously? Let me tell you something about me. I'm... Yikes! Listen here, you little tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer and not else. Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir. Blackwell got him completely under his thumb. Like I said, I was guarding the foyer entrance that day. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guests. So no one could get to him. Sounds like security was pretty tight. That's because there's always lots of sneaks and thieves at our festival now. The solution was to entrust the manor of security to a thief. It's not even funny. Maybe it's the matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know, it seems more like letting the fox guard the hen house to me. So the witness testifies he took guard duty seriously? Yes, sir. Your Honorship, sir. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened around 3 p.m. Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time? Poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn in some fancy-schmancy suit and a silly haircut. Sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject there. Sheesh, Blackwell didn't even say anything. To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye. No, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. No something. Could you describe to the court who you would consider fishy looking? Someone all fidgety and shifty, like like they're about to steal something. He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Phil didn't see Ten Mataro. maybe Jinxie only thinks she saw Tennataro, or maybe Mr. Filch is lying. And if he's lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. You didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Are you sure? Because if they went to the foyer...
Objection!
Oh, motherfucker. I don't think I see it. I'm gonna save here, because this is obviously the lie.
Objection!
Her statement's not it either. Okay. Wonder why Mr. Filch usually Tennataro is lying contradiction.
Objection!
It's not the diagram? Oh! It pays to read.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at the TV listings here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss. Ah! I didn't watch that one, no siree. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yikes! Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, it was a complete disaster. Ah! So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your Rudy Poo lawyer talk. I'm one of them professional types too. I could do double duty watching TV and the foyer at the same time. The only thing Filch can claim to be as a professional of is professional thief. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe that the witness was slacking off? That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bald-faced lie. Bald, you say? But I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice. And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV in the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV's facing in the diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Or, yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and not watching the foyer as you claimed. Yikes! Bags out of the cat! I mean, the other way around. Order! 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 But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Ten Mataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
What now? Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about? This. I'm not a mind reader, you know. Ah! Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were at work still. Right, Tanuki? They were? Yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on it. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So, you're saying you didn't hear anyone walk by? Yep, my ears were working full time, so who's the liar now, you no good shyster? A lying thief calling me a shyster? This has to be a low point in my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackquill, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And the backs under your eyes, they're darker than mine. Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may find yourself on the menu. Yikes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly. Ears working overtime. It's true. I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floors there are all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there was no Ten Mataro in the foyer. Superstition is a religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense. For lacking that, our entire world would be but upside down. Says the convict prosecutor, who's totally a sign of the end times for the legal world. And besides, if there was any yokai roaming about, I'd nab him and sell him to the zoo. Wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. But if we can't prove she saw San Mataro, the mayor is sure to be convicted. Then we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Ears working overtime. You are paid for your work, aren't you? How do you justify watching TV on the job? But it ain't easy being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors and there's no way to record shit. Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling's serious business to Mr. Filch. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime.
Hold it!
You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, what that? Ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right? Yikes! Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again and talk shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours. Yikes! Sorry, just let me keep my tongue. At least leave it until we get the truth out of them in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes, sir, I was, sir, but it ain't like that. The floor there's all creaky, squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So, you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch? As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Tin Mataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How does he do that? It's with that staff of his. That's what jingles dangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Tin Mataro has a staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said when she saw Taro holding a staff like object that made a jangly sound. Guess that's the source of the noise then. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says Tin Mataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital? Extremely vital. I request it be added to the testimony. If Tin Mataro was to pass by, staff would have gone jingle jangle.
Objection!
Alright, let's try this again. It might be... Does jingle jangle, is it the testimony?
Objection!
No. Let's press it.
Hold it!
So Tin Mataro's staff makes a distinctive noise? Yep, like a jingle and a jangle. Wait, Jinxie said something like that. Something about Tin Mataro making a jangly sound. I think we're missing something here, but I can't quite put a finger on it. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record again.
Objection!
It's not that. Said, what are we missing? Run it through. Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just saying things? What if that's the case? The details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we're to continue believing Jinxie's statement, we'll have to uncover Filch's lie. Right, or find out why he can't tell the truth. Paternal warding charm she gave me when I set off in the crime scene. Courage. A photo of him flying through the air. Don't tell me it's a special edition newspaper to...
Objection!
Nope, it's not that. Oh boy. Staff would have gone jingle jangle. What the hell do I have to that? Fled the scene of the crime.
Objection!
No.
Objection!
It's not that either.
Objection!
There has to be a contradiction here somewhere. Too bad I'm drawing a blank. There was a statement that I thought was a little strange, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. And which statement would that be, since I'm the one betting my life on it? Okay, if you must know, I'll show you the one I'm thinking of. Time to swallow my pride and let her lend a hand. There must be an inconsistency in the testimony Athena's pointing out. So I'm right. I'm on the right one. I'm on the right one to present something on.
Objection!
Like, she already told me, hey, this is the one I think is to present it to.
Objection!
That's not it either. It's not the foyer thing, right? What the hell am I supposed to...
Objection!
God damn it! Okay. Let's think this through.
Objection!
Alright, what am I missing here? Because it's this statement, right?
Objection!
Fuck it, let's consult again. So it's literally that one, but I'm like, what am I supposed to fucking present to that?
Objection!
How is it the fucking painting? What the fuck? Oh, he doesn't have one. So he took it from somewhere that's not his. Mother... Okay. Well, I'm going to say your story doesn't add up. Is there something the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say you didn't see Ten Mataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now Tenmataro would be holding its staff? Huh? You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held the staff in his hand, and she described it sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so what if he was holding the staff? What's the point?
Objection!
The point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff. Not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff anywhere in this picture, Mr. Filch? You're right, there's no staff. You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. Ah! Damn it! So the question is, why does the witness think Tenmataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level. Well, now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff. You saw him. Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could have possibly known about the staff. Busted again! Bloody hell, you duplicitous little... Yeah, how's that feel? You duplicitous little... Yeah, he said that. Not so funny when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't you? Well? Begging you, please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tenmataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do! No way, no how! You ain't got no idea how terrifying he could be! He? Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone that you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing the village superstitions. She said if she told anyone that she had seen him, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Mr. Filch believes that too? So Mr. Big-Time City Slicker lawyers heard about him. Them old village superstitions? Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about, please? I would like to be in this conversation. People in Ninetales Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro. Darn straight, that's why! It's all right here! Don't gaze upon Tenmataro, don't tell if you've seen him. Ignoring the superstition will cost you your soul, therefore, or there is, however, one way to save it, your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him from, will bring ruin upon the village. See? That's why us folks in the Ninetales Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmataro. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmataro costume. They knew that that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me. are awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There's no lack of superstition in the clink, but few are those who truly believe it.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetales Vale. A life or death superstition might even make you a believer. Hurrah! Order! Order, I say! Full of the Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me. Sorry. I promise not to do it again. Taka, my fine feathered friend, have at it. Yikes, he's gonna eat me alive! Head for the hills! He took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for after him when with your fastest men? That's certainly not something you see every day. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who could attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Uh-oh. What? His shackles! What the fuck? I'm too young to die! Justice, Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade? You had best say your prayers. The detectives, do something! Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us. Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell for his sense of justice that set it. It was his sense of justice that set him free. Objection! I object to the Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, I think the judge forgot he's in charge here. So, Justice Dono's assertion is this. Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Right, and that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Kiyomi.
Silence!
What the hell? Care to explain why Jinxie, being first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber? What? He's right. She said nothing about Tenmataro being in the Fox Chamber. Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. And your point is? Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewered murder victim, the Alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor. No, there must have been someone dressed up like that. Shit! Then, why does that little scamp claim to have not seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the Fox Chamber? There is but one way to find out. Asked Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long as my blade thirsted for blood, and at last it shall be sated. Wait, this is still a trial, right? I'm not on, like, trial to fucking die? Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Dono. Just fucking burn out of my face! Well, very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... Ah! 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so, plenty of time. Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom? Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands. See that you make no more than 3 minutes, all latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackpearl the winner of this round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that about? Guess they don't make the shackles like they used to. Gotta be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenmakaro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy and the whole samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait, let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait till later. Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here, for fuck's sake? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Blackwell said, Apollo? Don't be late. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, maid of at the Kyobi Manor. I believe we can proceed now if the witness is ready, that is. Mayan, leader of the 100 demons, he really does exist. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, where her testimony will be inadmissible. Eek. What is it, my child? Be gone! Neurion, leader of the 100 demons? Ho ho ho, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of the due process, if you will. Eek, my charm has no effect! Demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Yes? I trust you know why you're here. Bags. Bags? Oh, that tricksy Tanuki. Try the noodle stand. And go and enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Everyone's a comedian. No, I mean your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep the, Azukiarai away. Azukiarai? Yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing would be your father's neck after I take his head clean off. Prosecutor often keeps people up at night with the noise they make when he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm to your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Looks like the Prosecutor Blackpearl got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together, those two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenmataro when you discovered the crime scene. Did I see Tenmataro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime? Uh-huh. Lots of them. Wait, more than one? Did Tenmataro happen to be among them? I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming with yokai. Kasha, Narakabe, Sadokesho, they were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony. Ah! Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and the fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. My analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objection, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? Makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any violent testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. I'll show you. Let's do this, Widget. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this? It's one of Widget's functions. Right here, you can see images and emoticons extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa, you mean that little thing can do all that? Pretty cool, huh? And here, I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad it is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions. Yes, that's right. Her fear is instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. She was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before we can treat it. Now let's see here. Yokai right there in that room. Can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seemed particularly petrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Now, point at what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally hit probe again with Y to try and get the heart out of the matter. Alright, let's give it a try. Jinxie, what's the name of that yokai on the Wheel of Fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals bodies of recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaken for Akasha. Apollo, we need to point out what she thought was a yokai on the Wheel of Fire. I think I know the answer now. Chasey, that wasn't Akasha you saw.
Take that!
The light fixture? This one right here. It has a flame design and is up on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. The Kasha you thought you saw was a light fixture. Eek! That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now you've got the hang of it. It should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about the white wall-like monster? That's Nirakabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way out or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie. The folding screen. Eek. And this raccoon dog isn't a tanuki monster. It's just a statue of one. Eek! And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue. Eek! I don't know what I was thinking. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai at all. See? Clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there never really was any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Right. There never were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion. Wait, Jinxie, what about Tenmataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You gotta be kidding me. Fuck! You can't trust shit, dude. Order in the court. I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you on in. It's the least I can do. No! Hollow, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. This seems like an unnatural emotion. Really? Because I don't see it that way. So, it isn't unexpected given her testimony? Hello? Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Yeah, there's someone at home, and that someone's gonna try again. This seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? I don't see it that way. What the hell? That's not it either? What the hell? Wait, what am I supposed to do? Try to find the emotions that contradict her statements. So if I find a contradictory emotion, it should point out. That's right. But it's not just contradictory emotions you should look out for. You should keep an eye out for a sudden change in an emotion's intensity. Might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. Compare how the same emotion changes. Oh. Really sad, surprised, even more surprised and sad at the same time. Surprised. Damn it! I didn't mean to press the button again, that's my fault. Not that. Maybe it's the sadness at the end? Not that either. What the hell? The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look! Hollow, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. Bye-bye! Sudden burst of courage. Now where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was, but, I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime.
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a nine-tails flower there at the scene, did you? Ah, the demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I I found a small case with the picture of the nine-tails flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene. That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something set out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, you bones? This is none other than the master key to the Kyobi Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? Matches a certain serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. A master key that went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that? Our little scamp here stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Foxy Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in the room that had been locked by the girl. The point is, till Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with a key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you figured out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. Fuck! You didn't mean it, Jinxie.
Objection!
How could this happen? The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent. There's nothing we can do. This sucks. Psychs Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and clear conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap. Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Alright, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice? I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to? Huh? Oh, shit. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually I do. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your cord to steal, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. Well, what? I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside. And what a doozy that locked room is, too. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. Needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. So that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then, whatever's left might just lead us to how the Fox chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here.
Take that!
The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that could be a way out. I didn't point to the door. Keep it simple. Simple, right? Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because what if the room was locked from outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door and locked. Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox chamber. Almost cut my nuts off, man. Chill out. It locked on its own is crazy. Tenma locked it from inside. Locked on its own. Maybe the door closed accidentally on its own. So that means Tenma locked it. Because he had the key. That would explain why the room was locked. Why, yes, I see. Then again, wouldn't Mayor Tenma have mentioned that himself? Oh, maybe it slipped his mind because of that blow to his head? Ah! I've already considered and investigated such possibilities. You have? The mayor's fingerprints were not found on the door or its knob. The only fingerprints found belonged to Alderman. Ergo, the mayor did not so much as touch the door. Fuck. Right, next idea then. So, do none of these work? Am I gonna have to take, like, hits here? It locked on its own. The perp locked it from the outside. I guess I have to say all three. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackpool draws his sword. How could the master key be in the crime scene despite the room being locked? slipped in, changed the lock, threw it from outside. What's the answer here? Slipped it in when the door was open. Maybe someone threw it from the hallway when Jinxie opened the door. I just wanted to humor that, that's all. Motherfucker tried to chop my eyebrows for that. Threw it from the outside. So what, threw it into the vent? Or changed the lock? Changed the lock. If the door had been rebuilt after the key was placed in the room, that would explain how it got there. And the original door, where did that disappear to? Penalty! Okay, well I found the real answer through elimination somehow. So, I guess it's threw it from the outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and toss the key back through the window? That would explain how the master key got in, inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key from there is an impossibility. Oh, right, Wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window?
Take that!
The air vent? Yes. The window may have been out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The Fox Chamber's air duct leads out to the hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. Ah! That's preposterous. Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Ken Mataro murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then, they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the vent in the ceiling there. All there was left to do was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any more clear? Amazing! Even I can follow that. The judge seems real pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up as Ken Mataro. And there was someone other than the mayor and alderman in that room. Hey, it looks like that lawyer is being the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was a total turnabout. That massive forehead of his seems to... That massive forehead of his seems so much more attractive now. What the fuck? Order! Order! Order, I say! Now that I've proved the possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence!
Valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed its mark. Huh? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door? That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the... Yeah! That is impossible without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there's no sign of Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there's no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Wait, I believe there is another way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window inside the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence!
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? Seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. Oh, come on! Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, Wright? I suppose your next proposal is the killer spread wings and flew off into the sunset? Actually, that would mean the killer was really a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't, as completely far-fetched as it might be? What? You're saying you could prove the killer could fly? Whoa, I thought I was the one with the cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor? What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? It's right here! Take a look at this special edition paper. Tenmataro Wright, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in this article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in the photo is the killer shortly after they fled out of the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenmataro flew away, you know, by somewhere or another.
Silence!
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of artifice. Okay, then how about the Tenmataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air? No, there is a rational common sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai or Trixie Tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye. She, I don't like where this is going one bit. Now, the fact that we know that the yokai come from the fox shape means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at the time. Ah, shit. Not good at all. Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants? And the appearance of a Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma. Ah, no! Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever! The little scamp was, no doubt, trying to protect her father. It's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out the window. Did you truly believe this could end any other way? Did we just fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Paulo? Case is no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one. Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood. Mayor Tenma? This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of the cover-up most foul? Tenma Tarl's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor, it would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution will be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait. Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no, don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, JC will be left all alone. The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's gonna confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Caw! 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 Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time for my return. What? Uh-oh, I should watch what I wish for. Caw! 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 Foolish mortals! I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. Mayor Tenma? Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me in the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King! What the hell? Demon King? Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation! The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenma Taro, you say? What nonsense. So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now? Caw! His body is mine now. So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie, Tenma, and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in the newspaper, those were all you? The accursed power of these warden charms prevented me from revealing my true form. What the fuck is going on? Your boldness! Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned. Huh? What? You claim the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer. The one who escaped from the locked fox chamber, but it was the accused all along. Ah, damn it! Not again! Ironic, is it not? Your true yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro. Pieces have all fallen into place. How so, Prosecutor Blackwell? Seems I must spell it out for you. Mayor Tenma was killed the alderman in the Fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow Alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Tenma stumbled upon the crime scene. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled from the Fox Chamber And you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro.
Objection!
But when we arrived at the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to be have flown out of the foyer window? Then what? Do you mean to say that maid of QB Manor Jinxie Tenma was Tenma Taro? Oh, fucking shit. Call! That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time I did, but presently tired I made for the Forbidden Chamber. And alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces is still in place. Is Black Quill up to his tricks again? I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real life? So the rumor about Mayor Tenma's true? I knew yokai were real. You mean to say he really did kill him just so he could release Tenma Taro? Order! Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if he means blaming the yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Nigga, you dealt with freaking spirit mediums like not even fucking 7 years ago. Piss off! Can yokai even be prosecuted under the legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma Taro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of the law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation. How about I just promise not to succumb to anything? We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us, and is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but... What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackquill, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, but you are in a serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? Seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special jolt of justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this, I, Simon Blackwell, vow to... Your Honor, you need not to fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackwell will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. God damn it. To be continued. That is a perfect place to stop, because holy shit, what did we just deal with? Alright, that is all for today. Love you dudes, I appreciate you. Have yourself a nice morning, night, or afternoon, or wherever you may be. And have a nice weekend. Later, dudes.